Okay. So the biggest thing you have to look at is when people get into micro plots, they think I can just go in the woods and, this is where I want a food plot. The biggest
Hmm.
thing is you got to figure out where the deer are traveling. You want to get as close as to their traveling corridor as you possibly can. You want to be as close between their bedding and their food source, their bigger destination food source. So the first thing is figuring out where trails are, so on and so forth. Next is basically figuring out the best location to put this plot to give you good access from getting in and out without spooking deer, getting enough basically sunlight so your plots can grow, and enough basically, like having the right seeds and plants to put down to attract them to that area. So, so if we're going to get now into that, so once you figure out this is where I am, so on and so forth, the biggest thing is when you look at what you want to plant, clovers, certain types of brassica plants, and grains are all kind of the basic foundation to a microplot.
Okay.
There's I don't want to get crazy into different types of like clovers because there's a ton, but I'll use some random or I'll use couple simple ones. But clover wise, crimson clover, easy to establish, good for early season, grows fairly good in shade. Um, then you brassicas, you're gonna have to jump into like the trophy rape seed, um, dwarf X's rape is also it's okay. It just doesn't have enough growth to it. It'll get
Okay.
mowed down.
Okay.
And then you step in the grains. So then your grains are your winter rye, oats, and winter wheats. Those are all good to fill in, so you get a bunch of food in one area. So seed wise, those are your good foundation ones. Um, the biggest thing with people too is if I'm going to set up, this is me when I walk out to people's properties. The first thing I do is when they're like, this is where I want a food plot, is you look straight up because you got to look at the canopy above you. If it's completely blocking all sunlight, you're not going to get the best product, if that makes any sense. So,
No, it does.
yep. So, you, if you're going to put all this hard work in, yet you don't get enough sunlight, I mean, you're kind of wasting your time and money, essentially. Look up, try to find voids in the trees where enough sunlight will come through to give you the plant's energy to grow. Clearing out the ground. Some people just go out there and start throwing seed on the ground. Well, there's sticks, there's leaves, dead debris already on the ground. Clean out that area. Make sure that simply taking a rake, backpack blower with you. I mean,
Hmm.
just scratching the ground up and clean all that debris. You've already created a decent seed bed. So, you don't need heavy equipment. That's the other really nice thing about a micro plot too, is you don't need all expensive equipment like you would for if you're going to do acres and acres and all that. So, you know, a lot of the kill plots that I put in over the years, it's a hard rake, a blower, and fertilizer in a backpack. I mean, that's how I managed a lot of these. So, but
Well,
yeah.